I want to talk about the desexualization of men in Western society. Sounds pretty alright. I know, but I'm not Jordan Peterson, I'm not a Ben Shapiro, not even a Russell Brand. Like pics, catcalling, what is all this? But in order to talk about this subject, YouTube is going to make me tell a story. You know how it is, 30 seconds. But it'll be a fun story, and you may even relate to it. About 10 years ago, I was living in Kansas City. I was dating a girl. My birthday was coming up. This girl asked me, what do I want for my birthday? I said the first thing that came to mind. I said flowers. This type of flower. Now, I don't know why I said flowers. Probably because I was young and dumb and couldn't think of anything more substantial to say. Should have said a prenup. Something that would have got me something. But I said flowers. As the week came and went, we went and got barbecue, we drove around, we had a nice meal. And on the day of my birthday, this girl, bless this girl's heart, she got me not just a flower, but a bundle of flowers for my birthday. Just like this. And I loved it. The greatest gift I had ever received. And I don't even like flowers. So why did I like this gift so much? Well, I think the reason why I liked receiving flowers so much on that birthday and why it still stays with me today is because I had always given flowers throughout my life. Birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's, I was always given flowers. But I had never gotten flowers. And I wanted to know what it felt like to get flowers for once in my life. And it felt great. Straight men live lives of almost total desexualization unless they're in the act of having sex themselves. I mean, we look at examples. I think this is empirically true. Is there sexy clothes men can wear, really, that they know will make them feel sexy and be viewed as sexual beings? No, not really. Is there a male equivalent of lingerie that men can buy and enjoy without being laughed at? No, there's not. And even then, when men are sexualized, they're sexualized not for their feeling as sexual beings, but for their talent, their actions, their ability, their humor, their intelligence, their personality. In fact, come on, let's be honest. Among my friends, among your friends, we all know happy couples, happy relationships, where the woman will say, I love him, I find him so sexy because he's so funny. Because he's so intelligent. The way he dances. It's not I find him sexy because he's sexual. He turns me on. There's a lust. Often straight men's sexuality is reduced down to their abilities, not their body. Their ability is not their body. Now women are objectified all the time for their bodies. They're viewed as sexual objects. On movies, on TV, on social media. And we have a big conversation today about over-sexualizing marginalized groups. Disabled women, women of color. Are they being objectified, fetishized, sexualized? This is a great concern, but a piece of that puzzle that is left out is the total lack of sexualization of straight men. This is going to sound a little vulgar, but one way I think we can perceive the lack of objectification for most men in most of their lives is in porn. Porn is a fascinating thing, guys, gals. There should be college courses devoted to studying porn as it reveals so much about our anthropological and sociological tendencies. The things we won't discuss out loud are revealed often in porn. And a big theme is in porn, rather than in traditional movies and media, where the man solves the day by being intelligent, or quick-witted, humorous. It's very simple. The woman is lusting after the man. White or black, young or old, the woman immediately lusts for the man. It's a young woman lusting for an older, sexy, individual man. It's an older woman lusting for a young man. It's a woman lusting for a black man. A woman lusting for a white man. Lusting after their identity and their sexuality as an individual, as a being, as their age, as their color, as their ethnicity. Why is that? It's because it reflects back what men want and what they're not getting in their real life. It reflects a fantasy to be objectified as sexual beings. Men, comes down to that secret desire, that fantasy, to want to be viewed as objects. Why? Because they lack it in their day-to-day life. So straight men don't really have options for dressing sexy in the way women do, and they're rarely complimented by their significant other or their spouse, let alone their same-sex friends, on how they look. And this manifests itself in a few ways. I can think of catcalling and dick pics, both of which are interesting, and we'll get to. But let's talk about catcalling first. I find most people's actions reveal their desires. Every secret desire is eventually given away by that individual's actions. Even the smartest people I know cannot disguise what they want for too long by their actions. Follow some of these actions, you will find their priorities. And women, I think objectively, are catcalled a lot. You can watch YouTube videos. Women walking down New York City, where I live, getting catcalled. And you talk to these women, and most find it annoying at minimum, and harassment at most, and terrifying at times of darkness or uncertainty. At the same time, we can find YouTube videos of people interviewing these men. Why do you catcall? They say, well, it seems nice. I'm just complimenting the woman. I don't do it too frequently. I just do it to a girl that I think looks pretty, or has a certain je ne sais quoi. And they're telling the truth. They probably do not catcall every woman. They catcall a woman they find attractive. But in aggregate, that woman being catcalled by 20 or 30 different men adds up. And it gets annoying, it gets toxic. But the men, they themselves think it would feel good. And the reason why they think it would feel good is because they have never experienced it. They've never been catcalled. I imagine if you were to take that individual, that street caller, and say, hey, you look fine as hell today, even just once a year, they would be overjoyed. It would ring in their memory forever because they have never been objectified. They don't know what it feels like. In fact, they would like to be objectified because they have been the subject for so long. They are never the object of somebody's sexual interest. And instead of receiving it, they give it because their actions show their secret desire. And their secret desire is to be occasionally objectified. Let's talk about dick pics. Dick pics are a funny thing. I'll tell you another story. In high school, cell phones sucked. Couldn't take photos. They were flip phones. Nokia T9. You couldn't sext at all. You had to type 1, 2, 3 just for the letter C. 4, 5, 6 for the letter G. Ridiculous. But in college, not only did I start to open up socially and sexually, as most people do, but in college, phones advanced significantly. And with that advance, technology became photos, normal texting, iPhones, Snapchat, Instagram. Suddenly, technology enabled an entirely new way to communicate sexually. And I was into this girl was into me. We started sexting, it was hot, it was fun, and we took it to another level. And that's right, I sent a dick pic. You know what the girl said to me? She said, I want a photo of your face in it too. My face in it? Okay. Well, you guys, you know how difficult it is to try to get your dick and your face in on the same selfie? It's challenging. You gotta get up, you gotta try to go to the mirror, and then the mirror's only at the bathroom level, you're standing on your tippy toes. It's an entire process. She wanted the face, because the dick in and of itself, as a vacuum, isn't that sexually turning on. It's not that sexual. Once the conversation has escalated to a certain sexual level, yeah, then maybe a dick pic is sexy. Just as sexy as a vagina photo. But a vagina photo, not sexy. Most men getting a vagina photo won't look at it and be like, whoo, I am turned on. They may think a few other things. They may view that woman as wanting to be objectified, which we'll talk about in a few moments. But dick pics and photos of vaginas aren't there to escalate the sexual conversation. They're doing something else. What are they doing? Because young guys, they learn pretty quick. It's not the best strategy to escalate a sexual conversation as a dick photo. Women want abs. They want photos of your face, smiling, photos of your butt, your arms. They want what men want. Full body photos, sexy conversations. But some men continue to send dick pics in their 20s, and their 30s, and their 40s. Why do these men continue to send dick pics when they know it's not the best strategy to sexually escalate a conversation with a woman? They send a dick pic not to sexually escalate the conversation with a woman, because it's late at night, they're feeling sexual, and they want to be viewed as sexual. They want to be objectified. Because they experience it so rarely, in those moments of horniness, of lower inhibition, it's 2 a.m, we don't know what's going on, and they're sending dick pics. Why? Not to turn another woman on, but so someone can view them as a sexual being. It makes them feel good. They want to be viewed as a sexual being, and so they send the dick pics, unsolicited. Is there a strategy behind it? No, I don't think so. I think it's a way of gratifying that deep desire of being viewed as a sexual object. Men want to be objectified occasionally. And there's a great article in Thrillist by a female reporter many years ago who thought she would turn the tide on men sending unsolicited dick pics and start sending pics of her vagina. It's a good idea. It's a clever idea. You want to know what happened to this woman? She sent photos of her vagina unsolicited to men, and rather than the men viewing them as harassment or learning a moral lesson, having an epiphany about the weird objectification, harassment that goes on with dick pics, they viewed it as an invitation to sexually escalate the conversation. They received an unsolicited vagina photo from this woman, and they said, she wants to be viewed sexually. She wants to be objectified. Fantastic. Let's escalate the conversation. Let's take this a step further. Her defiant act totally backfired. It did not get the responses she thought it would. And that's because men who continually send dick pics do it not to entice the woman, but to be felt and seen sexually, even for just a moment. Even if it's unwanted, even if it's forced. There's all kinds of dark things there. But they want to feel sexual. They want to feel objectified. And because their day-to-day lives persist with almost a complete abject lack of objectification, they don't know what it feels like to be objectified. They're throwing darts in the dark. And when you throw darts in the dark, not only do you not know what you're hitting, you don't know how to get any better at it. So I can see you looking and saying, what's the lesson? What's the remedy? Men are desexualized day to day. Do we really want to make them objects? Do we want to objectify them? Already we have conversations about the objectification of disabled women, of people of color, of the sexualization, the fetishization of marginalized groups and the issues that come with that. You're now saying we should objectify men too? I don't know. I'm not sure that is the right answer. I'm not sure I have the right answer. All I can say is that when we talk about the objectification, sexualization, fetishization of marginalized women, people of color, gay men, part of the piece of the puzzle missing in that conversation is the almost zero sexualization of straight men. And their position over here, sexually, with almost zero objectification, with everybody else over here with almost total objectification, leads to a very odd and warped perspective among the sexes and their interactions. Why are straight men equally the biggest culprits, the biggest committers of objectification? Well, perhaps it's like the flower. Men continue to objectify women because they know nothing else. Just like giving flowers, men know often no other way to show what they desire. They objectify women so frequently and so often, so unwarranted and unsolicited, because deep down, for once in their life, they want to know what it feels like to be objectified. And if it's anything like being given flowers, then I gotta admit, occasionally, it probably feels pretty great. Anyway, that is a A thought, observation I've been percolating with for a while. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like. See you guys in the next video. Bye.